to 8 years. Another tool was the important special wooden chair.
The cutter was working in a lying position because the diodes are very big and strong and he has much power, and therefore the special chair on a lying position by working.
While cutting the agate, jasper, rock crystal and smoky crystal, the cutter was lying on the front of a wooden chair which had the form of a police
car. He was lying on this chair,
the stone cutter
pressing the agate against the crystalline sandstone wheel
and stretching his legs and feet. In front of him located the huge and constantly moving water-bounded sandstone wheel, and he pressed the gemstones against the rotating wheel with his almost cold and wet fingers and hands. In this position, the cutter was able to press the gemstone against the cutting wheel by means of only his physical strength. Due to this procedure, it was possible for the cutter to regulate the necessary pressure. Very sensitive.
It's an agate with including rock crystal. It was a different hardness in the stone. Crystal was harder than quartz, and it could broken if you make a fine cut, because it was different in the hardness.
So that the workpiece did not break, and several days' work was for nothing. Normally, all cutters work freehand and on iron. Many years later, after electrification, this working procedure, that means to produce workpieces in this above-mentioned lying position, was replaced by working in a sitting position. By the way, to work lying on breast and stomach was very unhealthy. Now we come to the different working processes necessary to work a gemstone.
The sawing of stones with metal wheels. At the beginning of the 19th century, you had better material. Steel wheels with diamond powder on the top. It was very hard and sharp, and you can sawing the stones in different parts. In early times you must push them, and then they are broken. And with metal wheels you can make a finer cut.
40 centimeter diameter. The raw material was divided into rough pieces.
You can see it better if you go over.
Was cooled down by paraffin oil.
On this side.
So the slice did not become too hot. To reach the utmost exploitation
it's an obsidian, and it's not so hard for demonstrating. It was about 1 hour to cut such a Brazilian agate with such a wheel here.
My goodness. Wow.
It's a good quality without crystalline structures. It's very homogene. It comes from Brasilia. It was volcanic. And in our agates here, more crystalline structures. And they could broken by working.
The cutter needed silicone carbide chips in all granularities,
So,
sizes
now we come to the cutting with electricity. At the beginning of the 20th century, you have smaller sandstone wheels with higher speed with electricity. And you make now fine gemstone cuts, not with agate and water power. Now aquamarine, tourmaline, smaragd, rubin and sapphire are facetting fine gemstone form. You have more precious.
and therefore, as already mentioned,
special sitting chair.
absolutely necessary
You can see it from
for a
here.
cutter with highest sensibility for the material.
It dries very fast and the stones becomes very hot for scratching.
Okay.
The third operation was the main procedure, the grinding of the gemstone. As you were already told, The cutters lie on their front on their special chairs,
They are cooling in the
sitting
water.
in front of huge sandstone wheels. At first, the
Wow,
big
it's like-
sandstone wheels
Wow.
It'll catch fire.
So it's very hot.
That's intense.
To grind the gemstones. Therefore, they use carbon. During the grinding procedure, water flow over the grinding stones and cutter's hand to reach.
Now this was a fine for setting form with electricity in 5 to 6 hours. It was cut. It's a smoky crystal with 54 to 55 facets. It was about 400 euro, the price,
Wow.
in 5 and 6 hours. And if you work 1 week on agate bowl, you have the half price. It was not rentable. About electricity. It was a new qualifying working.
That's crazy. I didn't know they made it my way.
So the last part
Das Polieren der
is the
Edelsteine.
polishing of stones. It's a hard wood, it's oak tree, and it was prepared with polishing powder. Slate and earth was mixing,
To
such a powder. and then you are change it with water and bring it on the wooden block. And then you are pressing the blend forms against the hard wood. So like this here.
Had his own recipe.
I make it only in a dry demonstration. In early times it was a very dirty working with a wet powder.
After a procedure for hours, sometimes for days, the gemstones became at least their brightness and brilliancy.
Wow.
Also with slices out of wood,
It's a Brazilian agate, and this is the agate from our region here.
powders, the gemstones and objects were
Have that.
Bitte treten Sie an die Theke.
That's intense.
I didn't even know they did all that.
No.
Please be so kind to